Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I am here at the LA Auto Show, and guess what? Honda has brought a big surprise for this year's show, and it's right here next to me. What is this? This is the upcoming 2025 Honda Prelude. But before we get into this iconic nameplate from an iconic Japanese brand, let's talk about what's going on here. We were at the Tokyo Auto Show when really Honda dropped a bombshell with having the Prelude be unveiled. Now what's interesting is that even though that was a few weeks ago, there's new information about this Prelude, and the more that I see it, the more I know that this is gonna be production ready very, very soon. A lot sooner than what many people speculated. Now, what's interesting is that the Prelude has been around since 1978, if you could believe that. And it was in the 1980s where they had that great pop-up headlight feature. I love the pop-up headlights. And it went for 5 generations. Very fascinating how a vehicle like that, 5 generations, and then guess what? Honda killed it off. But here, the nameplate is back. Now, the great news is Honda has stressed it's not an EV. Like many people believed over in Tokyo that this was gonna be an EV, it is not. Now, it does have an electric component to it. It's gonna be hybrid power. So what I want to find out is if you're looking for a new sport compact car and you don't want to break the bank, is this going to be worth the price, the new Prelude, when it comes to efficiency and driving experience? Let's dive in again and take a closer look of this Honda Prelude. Right off the bat, the proportions. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's just a Civic coupe. No, this is definitely larger than a Civic coupe from the 9th generation. So definitely having a unique platform set up to this vehicle. Now, at the front of the business, I think Honda is doing a great job with their signature lighting. So you're gonna have the signature daytime running lamp, and I love the way it actually flows on top of the inner headlight housing. You have your LED projector beam headlights, and the way it intersects gives it a very sporty, modern look. Now, coming down the side, I love how smooth and clean everything is. And I hope that this is something that comes into the full production model, is that nice, smooth, clean, no fake vents, nothing like that. One of the things, as we come across the low slung nose, you'll find the signature daytime running lamp also running across the front. Now, I know a lot of people said this looks like a Prius. You need to see it in person. Much different than a new Toyota Prius. We have the iconic Honda badge, flat flush on the front to get some nice aerodynamic efficiency. And one of the things that I absolutely love is this lower grille area. It is gloss black, but you'll notice that nice blue lighting. That represents that this is a hybrid vehicle or some type of electric component to it, but we know that this is hybrid, fully functional, nice long splitter. I think one of the things that obviously won't make it into production would be the use of carbon fiber. Now, that's not to say that HPD, well now it's called HRC, would not offer the ability to have dealer installed carbon fiber pieces, because you could get that with your Type R, you could get that with your Acura Integra Type S. Now, as we rise up, nicely could, I love the pearlescent white paint. This is not championship white, nice pearlescent white paint. Underneath the hood, that's another big question. Now, remember, the current Honda Accord, which is a mid-size sedan, uses a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4 with their new 2-motor hybrid setup. I would assume that that is what would be underneath here, especially because, like I said, this is sitting on a larger chassis platform than the Civic. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a little over 200 horsepower. Could they bump that up? That's the big question. Now, as we come around the bend, one of the things that they don't need to pump up are the wheels and tires. And I kind of have to wiggle a little bit, but we're making it happen. You'll notice this production-ready wheel. Love the gloss black V-spoke design all the way around. And you'll also notice that when it comes to size, it's a 20-inch wheel, and it's a 245 on the width. So pretty beefy width on the tire, 35 series sidewall. What's interesting is that you may say to yourself, well, Joe, those are definitely not production brakes. These look to be the brakes right off of a Type R. So are they gonna have a Prelude SI? They've done it in the past. Are they possibly going to have a Prelude Type R? That would be really nuts. But this is that two-piece rotor setup with your nice large Brembo caliper. I like the way they went blue on the Prelude because of the hybrid technology that's underneath the hood. But the way that this car sits, absolutely phenomenal. And the color, let me know how you like the black with the pearlescent white. It really works. It really works. Now, as we rise up on this particular model, what you're going to find is you have carbon fiber mirror caps. This is another one of those things where I feel like you can get this dealer installed. So even though production vehicle won't have this, you would be able to get this dealer installed. Another thing with this not being a full production ready vehicle is that it does have a carbon fiber roof. I don't think that that would be another thing that comes into production, but if it does, you're looking at least cutting about 8 pounds of weight off the top of the vehicle. And it is possible, remember, we now know to have a hybrid vehicle and have it be performance oriented, which this I think is gonna fall kind of into a GT setup. Now on the interior, what you're probably gonna find is that 12.3-inch infotainment system that is in the current Honda Accord, that upgraded infotainment system with the Amazon Alexa, with the Google Maps, and then you're gonna have that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Gonna be interesting to see exactly what the performance number is gonna be. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, what about price? I'm gonna estimate that if this comes into full production, it would probably start around $31,000. That's what I'm thinking, based off of using some smarts on what's available now. But let's continue. I think one of my favorite parts aesthetically is gonna be how that flares out and that you have that functional vent right behind the front wheel. You have your side skirt extension, which yes, is carbon fiber, but remember, like I said, this could be something that is an HPD accessory that you can buy at your dealership. Just like with my Type R, you could get the carbon fiber rear wing, you could get the carbon fiber mirror caps. I could see that being available on this Prelude. Another thing that looks great is the flush mounted door handles, because remember, we're talking about aero supremacy, trying to clean up the air, and it's got a nice Coke bottle shape. And what I mean about that is, and I'm gonna have Lori kind of swing around, is show how that rear fender just comes out so subtle, so smooth, and then it tapers back into the tail light and into the rear quarter panel. And then as we swing around back, you'll notice coming off the roof line, nice size rear glass. If you're wondering, Joe, is this a hatchback? No, it definitely has, well, it could be a hatchback. So what I'm noticing is that you have lines here and it looks like the glass intersects with this. So this is gonna be a hatchback. And I guess the other question is, would they take this shape and make some type of Integra two-door coupe? That's another big mystery of what they're gonna do. It's a mystery and a surprise that the car is here. LED lighting just like up front, love the way they're doing that signature lighting. You got your carbon fiber rear spoiler. This is another piece that could be an HPD accessory. And the way that they're gonna, into the future with anything electrified, is gonna have that Honda name spelled out. I really like that look. It really looks classy. Of course, the Prelude name going back to 1978. Here's a fun fact. Do you know what the first Honda that had a sunroof was? A 1978 Prelude. That was the first one. Working our way down, you'll notice more of that great LED signature lighting. We have a carbon fiber rear diffuser area, just like the splitter up front with the blue LED lighting. But these are some of the things that we like to bring here at the auto show, is stuff that is a surprise, stuff that still has a lot of question marks. The great news is that we know this is not gonna be just a pure EV. It is gonna be a hybrid. The other piece of the puzzle is what kind of horsepower, what kind of battery size, those types of things, even things like regen braking. Are those gonna be interacting with this vehicle? We do know that when you look at Hondas, it could be a Honda Fit, it could be a Honda CR-V, or it could be a Type R. They do something very special when it comes to steering and that communication that goes from the front wheels and tires to the steering wheel and to you as the driver. So one of those interesting quantities, 5 generations of the Prelude, and now we're looking at the 6th generation. So definitely know in the comment section how you feel about this car. Are you excited about it as much as I am and wondering what's gonna happen with the interior and all the other little inner bits? But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Of course, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for Lori working that camera like a champion. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.